Most young artists' dreams is to be able to make commissions and be able to earn an income, a steady income based on commissions. And I'm here to help you with that by sharing what I've learned and also the process of how I do things. I think a disclaimer is also very important here because everybody does commissions differently and what works for me might not work for you. I guess first off we should talk about the actual start of the commission, and that's getting the commission. Like, how do you get commissions? And I do want to make a video on this in the future where it's more in depth and stuff, but the major advice I can give for you is to just advertise yourself and also try to create a following of what you're interested in. For me personally, I'm really interested in Ninja Turtles, so on Twitter I draw them a lot, and that's where a lot of my commissions come from. Also on TikTok, I post a lot of videos talking about character design and making characters come to life, and that's how I personally advertise myself. And it's all about just marketing yourself, marketing your art, making sure people know what you can do, what you can't do, and how much your prices are, because people do not want to go around trying to look for a price because it's so awkward when you don't know the price. Another thing I would say when it comes to the commission process is actually talking to your client, communicating with them. If you don't understand a certain aspect of the character or a certain part of the pose, just talk to your client. Communication is one of the biggest things in any business, especially art, where you're doing something so personal and creating art that's so meaningful for your client. So just being super respectful, making sure they know that you understand what they're asking for, and just making sure that you understand overall what is going on and what they want, and why they want it. There are so many reasons that people actually get commissions. They want an image of art of the pet, they want art of the characters, they want ship art. It depends what they want this art for and what they want to use it for, and that kind of helps you create the art. And so it's really important to try to understand why your client wants the art, and that's one of my bigger pieces of advice. So when you finally get commissions, this is the process that I go through. So obviously I start with the communication process. I ask them hey, are there any poses that you like? What kind of outfits do you want them to wear? And obviously how many characters and stuff like that. So once they've paid for all that and we've talked about it, I start up with an initial sketch. The initial sketch is just really rough, posing, maybe a bit of idea of where the background will be, and I kind of send a few versions to see which one the customer will prefer. Because I feel like they should get a choice. I feel like I like to see different visuals when I personally get commissions. So I wanted to allow that for people who got commissions from me. So I send multiple versions. After talking about revisions and what kind of ideas they want, within the piece, I start on the initial sketch. Sometimes I do skip straight to line art if my previous sketch was good enough, but sometimes, most times, I do just go straight to an initial sketch, because it helps me a lot more envision the background, and it just helps me place things together. Usually this is in a different color to what the line art will be in, but it's just easier for me that way. Once I've shown the sketch to the client, I tend to just go to line art, and then once the line art is done, I tend to skip over that part and show off the flat color, so I can make sure all the colors are correct before I continue shading or anything extra that they've ordered along with the commission. I know that a lot of people just send the sketch, the line art and then thingy, but I feel like once I've shown you the finished sketch, I can just skip showing you the line art, because I feel like at that point you already know what the line art's going to look like. It's just going to be a cleaner version of the sketch, so I just skip that part entirely. It makes my process a lot quicker, because a lot of the time when I'm doing commissions, a lot of it is waiting for client revisions and client feedback, so it does take a lot of time in that regard. And finally, once the flat color has been approved by the client, I do go to shading and lighting and add in all the extra stuff in the background and stuff like that. And for me personally, I tend to give extra versions of the finished piece, so they can have the flat version, the one with shadows, one without. Just because I like to give them the options. You don't have to do this. This is just something I prefer to do. Um, but you don't have to do that. But overall, my biggest tips are to just focus on your boundaries, you know, be strong and firm. Um, be open to communication, so talk with your clients, be open to drawing what they want. Obviously, if it's against your boundaries, don't draw it, and tell them that. The communication part is so important. Tell them that you're not interested in drawing that kind of thing. Like, you can say no to people. I know it's not ideal, but you can say no. And overall, just be open to communication and just be a friendly person. Most people do not want to commission someone who's like rude and disrespectful. Don't like say the OCs are ugly. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't be a horrible person. Basically, just give everyone respect when you talk to them. And yeah, I think commissions are a really great way to make a bit of passive income if you're good at art and if you enjoy it. I mean, it can be boring, drawing something that you don't like, or like drawing something that doesn't completely interest you. So in that sense, you do have to have a bit of like self-discipline to actually get it done. But like overall, like if you enjoy art, you'll probably enjoy doing commissions. And I mean, if there is a few things I do want to say though about commissioning. Like, if you do commissions, you should know how to do the basics, like draw with draw with a variety of skin colors, learn to draw different body types. You shouldn't really be opening commissions, or at least explicitly say that, hey, like, I'm not that skilled with this like certain body type, because it can be frustrating for people who are looking to commission someone if you don't explicitly say. And it is really helpful to say, hey, I can draw this body type, and hey, I can I draw all skin colors and stuff, and it is a lot easier for exposure, but also for other people to like understand who you are and how your art works. Overall, just make sure that your commission sheets are easy to read, that it has all the information, how to pay and stuff like that. And yeah, those are my top tips, I guess. That's basically how my process goes. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.